You reached out, you gave everything, yet the more you offered, the more distant the world felt. You filled every void, but the emptiness echoed back. The phone buzzes with messages, yet your heart sinks deeper, as if love has become a transaction, and your essence, a currency spent too freely. You expected connection, but found isolation, like a ghost in a crowded room, longing to be seen yet feeling invisible. You've been the caregiver, the listener, the one who always says yes. But in this relentless availability, where did you go? Carl Jung spoke of the shadow lurking just beneath the surface, whispering truths we fear to confront. What if your endless giving is a mask for something deeper? What if the moment you choose to step back is the moment you finally discover yourself? What happens when you stop being available? You chased success, believing it would fill the void, that validation from others would affirm your existence. Family conditioning whispered what you should want, while hustle culture pushed you to do more, achieve more, be more. And yet, here you are, feeling the weight of it all but unable to carry on. Maybe it's not that you're broken. Perhaps the tools you've relied on simply stopped working. That dissonance you sense, the confusion swirling within, it's a sign that your old identity is collapsing. You find yourself standing in the ruins of what once felt like a solid ground, and the numbness creeping in is not a malfunction. It's a necessary pause. A liminal space where the past begins to fade, and the future remains uncertain. You see, this unraveling is not a descent into chaos, but an invitation to it. Explore the depths of your own being. The old you, the one who clung to superficial achievements and external validation, is being emptied out, creating a void that longs to be filled with something more authentic. This is where the magic happens. In the emptiness, you may encounter the shadows that lingered in the corners of your consciousness, the parts of yourself you've hidden away in the name of being present for others, of conforming to expectations. Carl Jung spoke of this journey, highlighting the tension between the persona we show the world and the self that yearns for expression. The persona as a mask, a crafted identity designed to protect us and fit into society's mold. But what happens when that mask begins to crack? When the persona you've worn so long starts to suffocate the essence of who you are? That numbness you feel is not the absence of life, it's the echo of a facade losing its grip. In this quiet unraveling, you might feel an unsettling mix of fear and liberation. It's the realization that the awakening you seek is not a sudden rush of enlightenment, but a gradual shedding of layers, a death of the old self to make way for something new. This is the paradox of transformation. To awaken, you must first let go. To be reborn, you must face the void. What if this emptiness is not a sign of failure but a fertile ground for rebirth? Imagine a seed buried deep in the earth, surrounded by darkness, feeling the weight of the soil above. It does not know what will come next, only that it must surrender to the process. In that surrender, life begins to stir, roots stretch out, and the promise of growth emerges. As you drift through this phase, remember that confusion is merely the precursor to clarity. You are not malfunctioning. You are evolving, being sculpted by the very discomfort you resist. The awakening is not about finding answers, but allowing the questions to guide you. You stand on the precipice of discovery, poised to embrace the unknown, ready to redefine what it means to be truly alive. Allow the numbness to wash over you, for within it lies the potential for profound transformation. Embrace this moment, this space, before becoming something real. What if the numbness you feel is not a void to be feared, but a sacred pause? A moment of profound introspection, where the chaos of the outside world falls away, leaving only the echoes of your inner self. Carl Jung spoke of this state as a necessary descent, a pilgrimage into the depths of your being, where true transformation begins. You're not lost. You're in between the known and the unknown, standing on the threshold of your own awakening. In this space, the call to individuation emerges. It's the process of becoming who you truly are, a journey that requires you to confront your shadow. This shadow is not just the darkness you shy away from, it encompasses the repressed dreams, the unexpressed emotions, the parts of you that society has deemed unworthy. When you begin to acknowledge these fragments, you start to weave them into the tapestry of your wholeness. Imagine yourself as a caterpillar in a cocoon wrapped in layers of comfort and fear, cozy yet confined. The darkness of the cocoon is not your enemy, it is the womb of transformation. In this sanctuary, the old you must dissolve, breaking down to be reborn anew. This hibernation is a vital phase, a necessary retreat where you gather strength and wisdom. You are preparing for flight, even if it feels like you're sinking. As you traverse this landscape of your psyche, remember that the pain you encounter is not a punishment, it's an invitation to listen closely. What if this discomfort is the door to a deeper understanding of yourself? Jung reminds us that every ending is a prelude to a beginning. Embracing the struggle means allowing the ego to have its funeral, to honor its role in your life while releasing its grip on your identity. This is where hope unfurls its wings. You are on the brink of something magnificent, a rebirth that transcends mere existence. The symbols of ancient wisdom resonate within you, whispering tales of the phoenix rising from ashes, of the hermit who finds wisdom in solitude. These narratives are not distant, they pulse through your veins, reminding you of the resilience that lies within. You are not alone in this storm. Many have walked this path before you, and their stories illuminate the way forward. The alchemy of transformation beckons you, urging you to turn your leaden fears into golden insights. Each moment of clarity you gain, each flicker of understanding, is a step toward integration. As you stand here, poised on the edge of change, allow yourself to feel the weight of possibility. This is not the time for quick fixes or superficial solutions. Instead, embrace the depth of this experience. Let it wash over you like a tide, shaping the shores of your identity, sculpting the landscape of your soul. In this delicate interplay of light and dark, you are invited to remember. Remember the essence of who you are beyond the roles you've played, the masks you've worn. You are a vessel of potential, a being in constant evolution. And this moment of stillness is merely the beginning of your journey toward wholeness. Trust in the process. You are emerging, not just to exist, but to truly live. You are in a liminal state, a threshold of being, no longer who you were, but uncertain of who you are becoming. But why does it still feel so heavy? What is this invisible weight that clings to your essence like a shadow at dusk? This heaviness is not merely a burden, it is a reflection of your inner landscape, where the shadow lurks. An unseen part of your psyche that has been relegated to the dark corners of your consciousness. This shadow is the repressed self, the traits, traumas, and truths you have pushed away, believing that to feel them would unravel you. Yet, in this act of suppression, you have inadvertently severed yourself from your own vitality, leaving a fragmented self that longs for reintegration. Carl Jung teaches us that the shadow embodies all that we deny or reject within ourselves. It is the emotional numbness that whispers of unexpressed grief, the self-sabotage that arises from a fear of your own potential, the chronic fatigue that stems from wrestling with parts of you that yearn for acknowledgement. It is the shame that wraps around your heart, constricting it, and the fear of success or failure that keeps you frozen, paralyzed by the very desires you once held dear. You may feel disconnected from what once sparked joy and passion, as if the fire within has been buried under layers of expectation and survival. You've forgotten where you placed it, and now in this cocoon, it feels as though you are merely existing rather than truly living. This numbness isn't the absence of emotion, it's an overflow of feeling locked behind walls you constructed to shield yourself from pain. The more you try to ignore it, the more it seeps through the cracks in your carefully managed life. Recognizing this is crucial. This isn't just fog, it's memory. The remnants of experiences and emotions desperately trying to return to you. Your shadow is a mirror reflecting the parts of yourself that have been cast aside, waiting patiently for you to acknowledge their existence. There is a deep wisdom in this recognition, for it allows you to confront the very essence of your emotional disarray. Imagine a flame that once burned brightly, now dimmed to a flicker, yearning for air. To breathe life back into your spirit, you must first understand the nature of that spark, what it desires, what it fears, and what it has been denied. The journey toward healing begins with this acknowledgement, with the understanding that your inner chaos is not a flaw, but a call to wholeness. As you explore this shadow, you will begin to see the intricate dance between light and dark within you. The invitation to delve deeper is a beckoning to embrace the fullness of your being, to reclaim the fragmented parts of yourself that hold the key to your transformation. This is merely the beginning, a doorway to the next step in your journey. Welcome the recognition of your shadow, for in its depths lies the potential for profound healing and a renewed sense of self. The path ahead may be daunting, but it is also rich with possibility, waiting for you to step into the light. The ego, with all its learned rules of survival, success, and identity, clings fiercely to the past. It remembers how to perform, how to fit in, how to please others. Yet, within the depths of your being, the self whispers new truths, truths that feel unclear, yet undeniable. These two parts are now in conflict, neither fully in control, and this tension creates a fracture in your identity. You want to move forward, but something holds you back. Your body is here in this moment, yet your soul feels like it's wandering in a different realm, searching for something that resonates with who you truly are. You long for silence, yet that stillness brings an unsettling anxiety, as if the quiet amplifies the chaos within. This war is not merely a nuisance, it is the very essence of your individuation journey, that tumultuous dance between the persona you've crafted and the self yearning to emerge. Carl Jung spoke of this tension as the crisis before integration, a necessary fray before the stitches of wholeness can be reapplied. Friedrich Nietzsche's philosophy echoes here too, illustrating the Apollonian versus Dionysian struggle, the push and pull between order and chaos, reason and passion. The Boer mate further deepens this understanding, highlighting the rift between your true self and the adapted self, the fouade molded by trauma. This inner division isn't a sign of brokenness, it's a reflection of your profound journey towards authenticity. As this conflict rages on, the emotional cost begins to surface. You may feel exhausted, as if being pulled into different directions, each side demanding your attention. Self-doubt creeps in, whispering, "Which part is really me?" Guilt may choke your spirit for regressing into old behaviors or for mourning the version of yourself that seems to be fading. This grief is valid, for you are witnessing the dissolution of a self that no longer serves you, yet held a familiar comfort. It's vital to recognize that this split is not dysfunction, it is the breaking of an inner shell, a secret process of transformation. You are not failing, you are mid-transformation, navigating the turbulent waters of this duality as you inch closer to alignment with your true self. Embrace the discomfort, for it is the crucible in which your new identity is forged. This tension, though painful, is also the doorway to alignment. It is not something to be resolved hastily, but rather a space to be honored, a necessary pause on your journey. Each fragment of your experience, every flicker of doubt and fear, contributes to the rich tapestry of who you are becoming. As you prepare to move into the next phase of integration, remember that this inner conflict is a vital chapter in your story, one that will lead you to a more profound understanding of yourself and the world around you. Embrace the journey, for it is in the depths of this struggle that your true self is waiting to emerge. You're not breaking apart, you're breaking open, revealing layers of yourself that have long been hidden away. Healing isn't about erasing the past or pretending it didn't happen. It's about reintegrating it, bringing those fragmented pieces into the light, allowing them to inform your journey rather than define it. For Carl Jung, the process of integration involves bringing the unconscious into conscious awareness. It's about acknowledging the shadow, that complex part of your psyche that holds both your traumas and your untapped potential. In this way, your confusion is not a curse, but a sign of inner reorganization. Your apathy is merely a signal that a new set of values is forming beneath the surface. The guilt you feel, it's your soul communicating with you, urging you to shed those false roles you've played for so long. And that emptiness, it's the sacred space where truth will grow, where new insights and revelations can take root. You are not lost, you are composting old selves into fertile soul. This is psychological alchemy. Your pain is becoming presence, transforming into something that can nourish you. Embrace this mess as sacred and purposeful, as the raw material from which your true self can emerge. Remember, no transformation happens in comfort. Growth often wears the mask of grief, and when the soul reorganizes you, it can feel like falling apart. Yet, in this disarray lies a deeper form of coming together, a reassembly of your essence that aligns with who you truly are. As you navigate this chaotic terrain, know that you are engaged in a vital process. You are not merely enduring turmoil, you are in the throes of alchemical change. Your inner architecture is being remodeled brick by brick, with the debris of your past serving as essential building materials. This is the journey of individuation, where you're called to embrace the entirety of your being, both light and shadow, as the path to power. As Nietzsche would say, allow yourself to rest in this middle space. Integration is slow and non-linear. It invites you to listen to the whispers of your inner self, to unite the disparate parts of your identity with compassion and understanding. Each fragment holds a story, a wisdom waiting to be acknowledged. Prepare yourself for the next phase, where new values will emerge, clarity will blossom, and alignment will beckon. As you continue on this journey, trust that this process of integration will lead you to a more authentic existence, one where you can embrace both your struggles and triumphs. The chaos you feel is not the end of your story, it's the beginning of a deeper connection to yourself. A transformative journey towards wholeness that honors every scar and every step along the way. Embrace this sacred unfolding, for it is here that your true self awaits. The life you were chasing doesn't fit anymore. That's not a failure. It's an invitation to redefine who you are. In this transformative journey, we shift from an ego-built identity, which relies heavily on roles, achievements, and the approval of others, to a soul-built identity that resonates with your true essence. This new identity is fluid, authentic, and intuitive. You become the creator of your life, embracing the fact that you are not simply a reflection of societal expectations, but a unique expression of your inner self. Imagine this process as designing a home for your soul rather than crafting a costume for your persona. Instead of wearing masks to fit in, you're learning to become transparent, allowing your true self to shine through. What once fueled your ambitions may no longer satisfy you. Now you're nourished by what feels true, genuine, and aligned with your core values. This journey aligns closely with the work of Carl Jung, who spoke of individuation, the process of becoming the self. It resonates with Gabor Mate's emphasis on returning to authenticity, and echoes Nietzsche's call for self-creation and overcoming. Each of these thinkers invites you to explore the depths of your being and emerge with a sense of purpose and clarity. As you rebuild, you will notice tangible shifts in your emotional landscape and behavioral choices. You might find yourself saying no to relationships that demand you to perform or to conform. Leaving a job that contradicts your values becomes a possibility as you prioritize your inner truth over external validation. You may begin to create rest or serve not as a means to prove your worth, but as a genuine expression of who you are. You may feel drawn to new hobbies, environments, or conversations, not needing to justify these inclinations to anyone. Each you choice reflects your evolving self, reminding you that this journey is deeply empowering yet grounded in reality. This is what real freedom looks like, not chaos, but conscious creation. You're not reinventing yourself, you're revealing the layers of your true essence. The process of rebuilding is non-linear. It may feel messy at times, but that's part of the beauty and authenticity of your journey. Embrace the imperfections, knowing that each step brings you closer to a life that feels like home. As you navigate this new existence, prepare yourself for the next step, where this new self begins to connect with the world again. This connection may emerge through purpose, service, or creative expression. Your soul-aligned self is ready to engage with life in a profound and meaningful way. Sharing your unique light with the world, embrace this opportunity to step into your new reality with courage and openness. This isn't about going back, it's about moving forward, but aligned with your true essence. Engaging with the world post-awakening is a slower process, but one that runs much deeper. You find yourself more selective, yet more honest. It's less about proving your worth and more about genuinely participating. You step into relationships not as a performer seeking applause, but as a radiant being sharing your light. Carl Jung spoke of the self interacting with the collective, embodying the archetypal return of the hero. You are this hero, returning to your community not with tales of battles fought, but with wisdom gained through authenticity. You resonate with the truth of your experiences and find that your voice, even if it shakes, carries the weight of honesty. You speak more truthfully, and in those moments, you feel the power of vulnerability. In your creative endeavors, you create without asking for permission. The canvas of life becomes your stage, each brushstroke a declaration of who you are. No longer confined by roles that no longer honor you, you walk away from the masks that served only to please others. Your heart beats with the rhythm of peace and simplicity, no longer hungry for external validation. As you embrace this new way of being, you realize you are no longer reacting to life. You are responding with presence. Your life transforms into art, not an argument. You've stopped asking, "What do they think of me?" and begun to ask, "What wants to move through me?" This shift is profound, grounding you in a sacred engagement with the world. Relationships morph into something sacred. You attract individuals who resonate with your truth, those who celebrate your authenticity rather than demand your performance. You let go of those who needed the mask you wore, and in this release, you create space for connections that nourish your spirit. You lead by living, not by persuading, and in doing so, you inspire others to embrace their own truth. Your truth is medicine, but only if you share it. As you step into this new reality, you understand that your journey is not a solitary one. It is a collective healing, a transmission of your unique essence into the world. You become a beacon of light, guiding others through the darkness of their own uncertainties. This is where healing becomes a transmission, a profound exchange of energies, where your authenticity sparks the recognition in others. You prepare for step 9, the spiritual and symbolic life that follows. Inner guidance will arise, synchronicities will unfold, and you will find yourself participating in the world not just as an individual, but as a vital part of the tapestry of existence. Embrace this sacred reconnection. It is not merely an act, it is the embodiment of your true self engaging with the world in meaningful ways. Allow this journey to unfold and let your spirit soar. For the life that awaits you is rich with possibility and purpose. This is the realm Carl Jung referred to as the symbolic life. It's a psychological state where one no longer interprets the world only literally but begins to see it metaphorically, archetypically, synchronistically. It's not superstition, it's a profound form of psychological and spiritual intelligence. Imagine waking from a dream that reveals a hidden truth about your emotions, an understanding that transcends the waking logic. You may find yourself encountering recurring symbols or numbers that mirror internal shifts, guiding you through the landscape of your psyche. Gut feelings arise, whispering the right actions to take, as if your very intuition has become a trusted compass. Nature and art, too, begin to speak to something deep within your soul, resonating with your journey in a way that words alone cannot capture. This perception requires stillness, a quieting of the mind that allows the heart to discern the nuanced messages of life. It calls for self-trust, a willingness to embrace the unknown, to not know intellectually but to feel deeply. In this space, you connect to a deeper self that transcends the ego, a part of you that knows the greater tapestry of existence. Jung poignantly noted, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." In this symbolic life, you embark on a journey of individuation, where the unconscious becomes a creative partner. You begin to dialogue with life, not through spreadsheets and rational calculations, but through symbols that reveal truth in unexpected ways. You stop asking for signs and start seeing them everywhere. Life no longer unfolds as a series of problems to solve. Instead, it becomes a poem waiting to be translated. You feel the shape of events, their patterns and pulls, as if each moment holds a verse of your unique narrative. This is not a passive existence. The symbolic life is participatory. It invites co-creation, asking you to respond not perfectly, but truthfully. Each symbol, dream, and synchronicity carries a message, a call to engage with the world around you. These messages do not demand perfection, but rather authenticity in your responses. As you embrace the sacredness of this journey, you find that it naturally leads to a life of contribution, a space where your experiences and insights can be shared creatively. This isn't about performance, it's about expression, the honest relay of your truth into the world. In this moment of transition, you are invited to prepare the emotional ground for the next step. As you cultivate your symbolic life, understand that it is the foundation upon which your legacy will be built. The wisdom you gather, the insights you embrace, will become the brushstrokes of your contribution, painting the canvas of your existence with meaning and purpose. The journey continues, and with it, the promise of a life rich in connection and authenticity awaits. The transformation you've experienced is a testament to the power of authenticity, and it is time to embody that truth in every facet of your life. True contribution isn't about perfection or applause, it's about showing up fully, imperfectly, and consistently. This is your invitation to express yourself creatively, to engage in projects that reflect your soul's voice, be it through art, writing, or any medium that resonates with you. Your lived experiences are rich with lessons, and sharing them can heal and help others who walk a similar path. Whether you choose to teach, mentor, or simply hold space for those around you, remember that every act of kindness and integrity in your relationships and work lays the groundwork for a life of purpose. Carl Jung's wisdom reminds us that individuation culminates in service to the collective. When the self becomes a bridge between your inner world and the outer realm, you enable a deeper connection with others. Embrace the notion that life is a creative act of becoming, as Nietzsche so passionately expressed. Each moment offers you the chance to create beauty, to weave your unique narrative into the greater tapestry of existence. Yet, with this awakening comes the shadow of fear. The fear of judgment, rejection, or feeling not enough can hold us back from stepping into our truth. There may be resistance to vulnerability or a temptation to retreat back into comfort zones. Acknowledge these feelings, but don't let them dictate your path. Your unique story, your lessons, and your gifts are needed now more than ever. When you step into your truth, you light a path that others can follow, becoming a beacon of hope and inspiration. Legacy isn't about grandeur, it's about the ripples your presence creates. The way you interact with the world each day, infused with presence and integrity, shapes the legacy you leave behind. It is in the small, everyday actions that you can make a profound impact. Each smile, each moment of connection, each act of service contributes to a world that craves authenticity and compassion. This isn't a finish line, it's a new beginning. Your journey of ongoing evolution is just starting. Keep growing, keep expressing, and keep serving from the fullness of your awakened self. Allow your life to be a canvas, a work of art that reflects not only who you are but also who you aspire to be. Embrace the fullness of your experience and invite others into this journey with you. Together, you can cultivate a community rooted in authenticity and shared purpose. The world is waiting for your voice, your creativity, and your heart-led action. Step into this moment with courage and let your legacy unfold through the beauty of your presence